In the United States, cases of COVID-19 in children are on the rise. More concerningly, it comes just as schools are gearing up to reopen. The American Academy of Paediatrics said more than 23,000 child cases were reported between July 8 and 15, nearly double what was being reported last month. Now, in America, no COVID vaccine has yet been given the green light for those younger than 12, and it will likely be months until younger children are eligible for a shot. I'm joined now by the World Health Organization advisor, Professor Mary-Louise McLaws. Mary-Louise, good to see you again. I find this incredibly frightening. What can Australia learn about what is happening in the US so quickly?
Well, we should be learning about what's happening in the US and hear their anxiety and their plans they're talking about, even thinking about vaccinating children as young as 5. We really need to take this seriously. And the UK also is telling us their experience as well. In the last month, they've noticed that 5-year-olds to 18-year-olds are the second biggest group outside the 18 to 24-year-olds that are getting Delta. Now, that's a factor because they're not being vaccinated.
Is it inevitable then that children in Australia will begin to contract the Delta strain faster and more effectively?
This virus seems to have learned how to get past children's very young and powerful immune system. And even though they've got much fewer receptor sites than adults have, this virus has learned a way of locating them, stabilizing onto them, and then fusing with those cells. So it's very, very concerning. It's not just a risk for children within family units. It's a risk for children at school, and we haven't ever had that before in Australia.
This is new. This is a whole new concern, Mary-Louise.
It's a whole new concern, and it's a real concern. So I've factored in how many injections we need to do per month to include 12-year-olds and over. I haven't included the 5-year-olds yet, because if we can try to dampen down the circulation in at least the adolescents and adults, then we might be able to wait for a while to see how safe the vaccines are, looking at the American experience.
Should we then be vaccinating children in that age group from 5 to 17 in Australia?
We need to start thinking about it, absolutely, and protecting them from, sadly, the inevitable. But we certainly need to start injecting and thinking about, those 12-year-olds to 19, because they're not in anyone's plan yet. And if we are going to put them in our plan, then we need to increase our injecting rates by about 1/3 every day between now and the end of December, so that we can get herd immunity that includes 12-year-olds, and then look at the safety for the 5-year-olds to 11-year-olds.
So two brief things then. How quickly does the government need to address this? And if we're talking students, high school and some primary school students in those brackets, do teachers need to be vaccinated as well quickly?
Absolutely. Teachers are very much essential services, and we don't want to place them at risk. And of course, once teachers have to go on furlough because they're unwell, then children will have to be schooled at home. So it has an enormous knock-on effect, and then their parents have to be at home to care for them. So certainly teachers being vaccinated, and the authorities need to start thinking right now, because they're going to have to get more Pfizer for the 5-year-olds to 20-year-olds, 19, that we haven't planned for yet. So they need to start organising that purchase right now.
If that is the case and they can't purchase it fast enough, this is going to be controversial, should some of the allocation of Pfizer coming into the country or already here be diverted to children?
Well, they certainly need to be prioritised, but at the moment, those between 20 and 39 have the biggest burden of infection that we've ever seen before. They need to be vaccinated immediately to stop the cycle of acquisition and transmission. And then we can then wait to start vaccinating the adolescents and then the children.
Extremely concerning. All right, we'll talk to you about this again, I'm sure of that. Professor McLaws, thank you very much.